There was a time when I believed that happiness was a distant destination, something to be reached rather than experienced. I spent my days in a haze of routine, moving from one obligation to the next, each moment blurring into the next. It wasn't until I stumbled upon the simple act of moving my body that I began to understand the profound connection between physical movement and emotional upliftment. It started on a particularly dreary afternoon. The sky was a dull grey, and the air felt heavy with unspoken thoughts. I had been sitting at my desk for hours, staring at the same blinking cursor, feeling the weight of the world pressing down on me. My mind was cluttered with worries about deadlines, relationships, and a nagging sense of dissatisfaction that seemed to linger like a shadow. As I sat there, I felt a growing restlessness in my bones, an urge to escape the confines of my own mind. With a sigh, I pushed my chair back and stood up. The act of standing felt monumental, as if I were breaking free from some invisible chain. I took a moment to stretch, reaching my arms above my head, feeling the tension in my shoulders release just a little. It was a small gesture, but it sparked something within me. I decided to step outside, to let the fresh air fill my lungs and shake off the cobwebs that had settled in my spirit. As I walked down the street, the rhythm of my footsteps began to create a melody in my mind. Each step was a beat, a pulse that resonated with the world around me. I noticed the vibrant colors of the leaves, the way they danced in the gentle breeze, and the sound of laughter from children playing nearby. I felt my heart rate quicken, not from exertion, but from the sheer joy of being alive in that moment. The world was awakening around me, and I was a part of it. I continued to walk, allowing my thoughts to drift with each step. The burdens that had felt so heavy began to lift, replaced by a lightness that surprised me. I found myself smiling at strangers, nodding to fellow pedestrians, and feeling an unspoken connection to everyone I passed. It was as if the act of moving my body had unlocked a door to a brighter, more vibrant version of my reality. As I ventured further, I found a small park tucked away from the bustling streets. The grass was a lush green, and the sun peeked through the clouds, casting a warm glow over everything. I felt an irresistible urge to run, to let my body take flight. So I did. I sprinted across the open space, feeling the wind rush past me, each stride fueled by a newfound sense of freedom. Laughter bubbled up from within me, unrestrained and joyous. In that moment, I was not just moving, I was celebrating life itself. After what felt like an eternity of running, I collapsed onto the grass, breathless and exhilarated. I lay there, staring up at the sky, watching the clouds drift lazily by. My mind, once a cacophony of worries, was now a tranquil sea. I felt as though I had shed layers of negativity, each bead of sweat a testament to my release. It was clear to me then that moving my body had not only uplifted my spirit, it had transformed my entire perspective. In the days that followed, I made it a point to incorporate movement into my daily routine. I discovered the joys of dancing in my living room, the way the music could ignite a fire within me, each beat urging me to let go of inhibitions and embrace the rhythm of life. I took up yoga, finding solace in the gentle flow of poses, each breath a reminder of my own existence. I began to understand that movement was not just a physical act, it was a form of expression, a language that spoke to my soul. As I continued to explore different forms of movement, I noticed a shift in my overall well-being. The more I moved, the more I felt connected to my body and, in turn, to my emotions. I learned to listen to what my body was telling me, to honor its needs and desires. On days when sadness crept in, I would lace up my sneakers and go for a run, allowing the rhythm of my feet to drown out the noise of my worries. When anxiety threatened to overwhelm me, I would turn to dance, letting my body sway and twirl, releasing pent-up energy and inviting joy back into my life. I also discovered the power of community through movement. I joined a local dance class where strangers became friends, each of us united by the shared experience of moving together. We laughed, we stumbled, and we celebrated each other's progress. The energy in the room was infectious, a collective spirit that lifted us all higher than we could have imagined alone. I realized that moving my body was not just about personal upliftment. It was about connection, about sharing joy and vulnerability with others. As the seasons changed, so did my relationship with movement. I learned to embrace the ebb and flow of life, understanding that there would be days when I felt heavy and days when I felt light. I began to see movement as a tool for navigating those fluctuations, a way to honor my feelings and transform them into something beautiful. Whether it was a brisk walk on a chilly autumn day or a sun-soaked stretch in the summer, each movement became a celebration of my existence. Now, when I reflect on that dreary afternoon that sparked this journey, I am filled with gratitude. What began as a simple act of stepping outside turned into a profound realization. Moving my body can uplift my spirit in ways I never thought possible. It is a reminder that we are not just vessels of thought. We are living, breathing beings, capable of experiencing the world in vibrant color. Movement is not merely a means to an end. It is a celebration of life, a dance that invites us to embrace every moment with open arms.